welcome back to the World Tellers podcast. We got three of us here this morning. Jonathan is out serving
The community.
the community.
He's a volunteer firefighter that gets paid.
Is it considered serving if you're getting paid for it?
I don't know. I was in the Army. I guess people would say
Yeah.
you serve.
Yeah.
Yeah, first responders, military. It's like you're serving your community. You're potentially risking your life in the regular activities of your job.
What about the guys that work on power lines?
Or the guys that put roofs on your house.
I mean,
Those guys are just.
What about an insurance agent? I got a bad paper cut the other day, risking my life. So, financial protection.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it had to be that you have to risk your life, because they'd say EMT is like first responders as well. They save lives, firefighters, police officers, military.
No.
So great debt of gratitude to all those who do
Mm-hmm.
serve, and to Brother Jonathan, who's now part of that community. How long he's been? It's been over a year now, right? 2 years? It's not been more than a year and a half.
I think it's going. I want to say it was towards the end of
24, wasn't it?
That makes sense.
We went to the ceremony. I don't know.
Say it was like the end of 2024, I believe.
Yeah, I would say my guess is he's going on a year and a half there, but I could be wrong.
Wow.
Since he graduated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's been that long.
Yeah, I'm still there. It's good.
It's
I
good.
think they call him captain. I don't know what that means.
He probably won't even listen to this.
No.
No,
Sure won't.
it's just us three.
Our last podcast that we did I thought it was good.
What did we talk about?
We were talking about disciplining our children, how we do that from a, I guess, Christian perspective, biblical perspective. But I will say that since we had that conversation, I was much more aware of how I was interacting with Adeline, and man, I don't think I lost my temper once all week.
Wow.
So conscious.
Very conscious of it.
Yeah. Paying attention to it.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if this is due to that, but so we've got some neighbors that live right across the street from us who they're not believers. And we've been driving home the fact to Adeline that not everybody knows Jesus, and it's our job to share Jesus with those who don't know him. And I was driving into Charlotte on Wednesday, and Alicia called me. It was like 10:30. Wednesdays, Adeline's at home because they have a home study day. But Alicia was in the driveway talking to the wife, and she called me, and I said hello, and I could tell Alicia was crying and was like tearing up, and I was like, oh gosh, what happened? Well, just on her own, Adeline walked up to the lady and was like, hey, do you know Jesus? And it's important to know Jesus so that we can follow him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, man, at least we're doing that right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so I couldn't have been more proud, but I was also kind of convicted because I was like, man, my 6-year-old's just no fear going up and sharing Jesus.
Like, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Why would I not?
Yeah. And here I am getting so, busy and bogged down with other things. And it's just, yeah. So I don't know if that was a fruit of the week that we had or not, but.
What was did Alicia say what the outcome was? Or
they invited her to church and stuff, and she was kind of, saying, oh, we're busy and all that stuff, but we'll see.
That's awesome.
Seeds planted, man.
Yeah, but I was like, man, hopefully it'll open up the door at least for more conversations about it.
Yeah, that's always something where you as a parent could come back in and be like, I know my daughter mentioned this to
Mhm.
you, and then if you ever want to talk further about it, we're that's awesome. Yeah, I can't remember if I brought this up on the podcast. Just please stop me because I don't want to retell a story that. But it's kind of in the line of kind of feeling convicted by your kids. Is we were driving home from school one day, and I was getting off at 85 over here, and there was a homeless guy out with their sign, and so Shiloh and I brought it up before, like those people don't have a home and they're asking for help, and you know and they're like, "Do you have anything to give them?" And I mean, I hate to say it like this, but like, you have homeless people that look like, okay, they look rough, but they don't look like this guy looked rough. Like, I mean, he had like a big sore on his neck, and he just looked kind of strung out. But once again, who knows what the reason for any of that is? It's just he looked rough. And one, I had literally no cash. I had nothing that I felt like was tangible to give him. I did have a Bible, but I was like, this this is just a side. I always feel like giving somebody a Bible when I know, like, I mean, that is a great thing to give somebody. I'm not saying, but it's like you always kind of feel like I should also give you like
Mhm.
some food or a couple dollars or a water in conjunction with the Bible, as opposed to like, here's a Bible. It's like, I have no food, I have no water, and you give me a Bible. Great. But anyway, I did feel convicted because they were like, we should give them something. I'm kind of like, I moved over to the lane because it was double lanes to turn off to the left. Um, and so after that, I told them, I was like, we need to make a list. Like, I want to empower them to think it through. And we did it years ago when guys were, I think you guys were coming to the home church, where we like made a list of like goodie bags. Everybody pitched in and bought some stuff. So I have the kids creating a list, and then we'll as a church buy the things and make some goodie bags. And because if I don't mind doing stuff like this, is you always feel a little clunky, like, what do I give this person? Like, you know. Anyway, but it was just like from a 5 and 7 year old, almost 6 year. Yeah. Anyway, from two young kids thinking it through, and you're like, at some point they're going to see me as an adult either live out my faith in real practical ways, or they're going to be like, yeah, daddy always talked about how like Jesus like brought like was came to take care of those that nobody else cared for, and like was came to serve the lowliest of people, but daddy always never did anything for you know what I'm saying. So
Mm.
um yeah, kids are, they definitely can humble you, but I would say it was a very good week parenting on a separate note for me as well. I don't know if I would say I've never lost my temper during the week, but yeah, it's just wild to think that those kids they're not going to stay that age for long. And
Mm.
when I look at my oldest and then I look at my youngest, I'm like, you used to be that, and now you're not. You'll never be that again. Which
Mm.
is that's the purpose of life. You want your kid to grow up and be, you know, established or well rounded. But anyway,
I had a good, I mean, just an experience with you guys talking about temper and losing it and like frustrated. Like yesterday morning, we put Mason Quinn, who's 3, in an outfit. Very cute outfit, in my opinion. Like she looked sweet. It was cute. It's like, what? You don't know what you're talking about. A pink dress with plastic beads around your neck. Like, that's not, this is a cute outfit. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're talking about. But she just melted down. Like, it's not pink. It's not pink. Freaking out. Hey, let's stop. No, this is what you're wearing today. You try to talk through it rationally, cautious, like calmly, but she is just freaking out. We're rushing around the house trying to get out the door, get the girls ready, and she's just melting down in the hallway, like not what she wants to wear. And I wouldn't say I lost my temper, but Mackenzie and I both at the same time, we had had enough, and we're like, okay, there's a consequence for this. We've asked you to stop, to calm down, to stop crying, to sit, just take some deep breaths, like relax. You're not obeying, and you're crying about something that is not, like, this is not acceptable. So, like, at some point, there's got to be a consequence. You cannot, like, it's not okay to act like this. And no, I'm not angry and mad at you. Um, yes, you you losing it in the hallway is kind of annoying. Let's be honest. We're trying to get other stuff done, and you're just creating this extra like chaos that is completely unnecessary. Um, what do you do? Like, what is the best? She cannot get away with that type of behavior, you know. So yeah, we popped her. Um, it wasn't like a beating. You know, some people are like, "Oh, I used to get beat when I was a kid." No, not like that. It was like a pop. Redirect your attention. I don't even think it probably hurt her. Um, but it gets your attention like, oh, okay, I need to snap out of what I'm doing right now because the way I'm acting is. And then it was, all right, let's get your hair brushed and get dressed. And then she wore that outfit the rest of the day, totally fine. But it wasn't like I was angry. It was more like, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard to be like in that moment, like, oh, this is great. I just love you so much. It's like, no, by loving you, because I love you so much, I have to lay down some discipline here because the way you are acting is unacceptable. I mean, it literally talks about it in the old. What's the verse? We can probably find it, but do not withhold the rod, or you'll spoil the child.
Mm-hmm.
Without discipline, you will spoil your child, and there will be consequences. You're doing more harm to them by not disciplining them in the future than you are if you have to do the tough thing and discipline them in the moment, even though you don't really want to. You're like, I don't want it to come to this, but you've given me no other choice. I'm not doing this because I'm angry. I'm not doing this because I'm mad. And I think that's the biggest thing is not taking um, spontaneous angry reactions in the moment with the words that you say, sarcasm or frustration, um, but like intentional, calm, from a place of love, discipline that is necessary at times that they're not going to receive easily, but trying to operate in that. So I'd say that's yeah. It's like I can't say I can't. I don't remember the whole week, but I think that it was generally trending in a good place. But I probably err on the side of giving too many breaks. I honestly think where I would do better as a father is by laying down discipline more in a structured way so that there's expectations. Not like, well, you gave me 4 chances yesterday. Now you just gave me one, and you know, trying to set up a more. Anyways, I guess we're kind of rehashing what we talked about last week, but obviously that's where just we are in the thick of that type of um, parenting and life. That's where we're at right now.
Do you think God's discipline is more like every time you do X, Y is the response you will get from God? Or is it more, I don't want to say organic. When I say organic, then I feel like it makes it sound like, but I guess more relational organic, where it's like you do, Josiah does X, but Y, it might be Y, it might be whatever, it might be, you know what I'm saying? Because like I guess with the kids, like I do feel like there's a part of me that's like, and we're not consistent about it as parents, but it's like, hey, if you get on the couch and you jump, the rule of the house is you go to timeout. Like daddy can't change that rule. Like I have to enforce it. Like I am bound to the rules of, and like there probably would be fruit of like if they jump on the couch and mommy or daddy sees me, I'm gonna go to timeout. And in a sense, it's like I'm deferring to the rule is this. I have to enforce the rule.
Like a law of nature.
Verse, yeah, like hey, if you flip out when you're getting dressed, like you're gonna get a spank. That is just I have to spank you. You know what I'm saying? Like there's an element where it's almost like as an adult, it's like I'm deferring to the
rule that's been
rule.
set.
And I do think there is, they say there's a lot of benefit of consistency with children because then its expectations are set. They know if I do X, this is Y. And maybe it depends on the age of the kid, but like as a like I'm just kind of I've thought last week's podcast was fruitful. So I don't mind entering back into it because I mean, I got 5 kids. Like we all have. Not. I don't want to number my children, but like we are all in the thick of it when it comes to our parenting. And I mean, I think a lot of Christian. I think men in general, but Christian men, it's like, wait, we should be like, it's not an easy thing, I guess, parenting children, especially young children. But anyway, you kind of get what I'm going there. Like, how do you think God would operate in that mode? How does God operate in that?
You want to go?
Go ahead.
when you asked that question, the first thing that came to mind was like maybe this is a bad um, comparison, or but like okay, money changers. Jesus goes into the temple and completely clears house, and it might feel like from an outsider reading it like that seemed a little extreme. Like some of these guys are probably just trying to practice business. Has been the tradition for years. Yeah, some corruption has crept in. Like you could justify, you could think of it like that, or you could be like, no, he's cleansing it. This is justified discipline and cleansing of that circumstance. And then the woman caught in adultery, he shows complete grace to and compassion. And it's like, I think from the world's perspective, that might seem like, whoa, the person caught in adultery and the way that they were acting and like what they were doing in sin was like really bad. Like that should be condemned. Especially Christians nowadays, I would say they condemn that more and view that and judge that harshly.
What?
The adultery. Not saying that the world would as much, but like versus money making schemes. I don't want to call it schemes, but within, unfortunately, you hear about it a lot. It's like almost it kind of goes on behind the scenes, but you're aware of it. There's pastors get caught up in it, churches get caught up in it. So, long story short, I'm totally diverging from
Yeah.
what your question was, but basically, I do think it's like you almost have to. I think it's more organic, if that's the word for it. It's more relational and responsive to the circumstance of the situation and the person that are involved. I believe is God's discipline mode. At the same time, there are set of rules and whatever natural laws there are by God's design. So there's not just natural laws that are apart from God. They're created order that He's designed and created, and those laws also exist. And there's laws that are black and white, and those things are obvious. Now, His response to those things in the moment and discipline are very, I think, personal, individualized, relational, with the intention of restoration and restorative love and discipline for the person. um, I think there's always that direction to it. Um,
Yeah, I can't add anything. That was exactly where I was going. I don't think it's each person's in a different spot in their level of maturity, and I don't think he's like handing out just like a cookie cutter discipline to each person. Um, I think it's kind of relational and based on where you're at in your walk with the Lord, and
Yeah, I think as a father, maybe it's because I'm not God, and God doesn't have like doesn't lash out like out of a place of like, "Ooh, I overreacted in that situation." God doesn't have that problem. I do. Um, and so there's a level where I feel like by the organic mode is tougher for me to follow through with because it's like I'm kind of I can fall prey to how I am reacting to a situation. Like maybe sometimes I'm just like more chill about it, so the kids are like, "Oh, Daddy doesn't really care if I jump on the couch," and then maybe the next day it's like, Daddy flips out the first moment I stand up on the couch, and it's like, "Whoa, what
Mm.
happened?" You know what I'm saying there? So that's where it's like having that crutch of a this I have to enforce this almost cuts out Josiah's ability. Now, once again, Josiah could still be. I could. Why am I talking to myself like that? I could still be like I'm not going to enforce it because I'm being lazy right now, or I'm going to enforce it. But like, I mean, I think that
no, I think for children it's really good to
yeah,
have those type of boundaries and expectations and
it's like this is
rules
just
set.
how it rolls.
The law. I mean, I think for children it's almost like they have to live under the law
yeah,
because they don't have the wisdom yet or the understanding yet. They haven't grown up into a full man.
I always try to go ahead. I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
no,
off.
you're good. That's basically the. I mean,
I always feel like sometimes I'm like, man, my kids are definitely not like they are not the kid that's like my kid behaves. I tell them to do something, they do it right away, all the way, and with a joyful heart. Like that is not my children. But then I'm like, man, I don't know if I want my kid to be that kid. I mean, yes, there are definitely times where I'm like, you have to listen to me now. Like, you can't do this. But like, I don't know if I want my kid to be the kid that's like, man, I tell them to do something, they do it right away all the time. Like, they are a rule follower to a T. Because then I feel like there's a level where it's like they have no desire to like touch the boundary of things. Like, what are they going to be like in life? Like, you know what I'm saying there? Now, once again, I
Yeah,
might be
there's
using that as a
certainly
cop out for the fact that my
there's
kids are
certainly a
like,
balance.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I would definitely want my kids to obey and be obedient, but it's why are they being obedient? Why are they following the rules?
And I think that's where, at their ages as children, it's hard for them to, like, there's just not going to be the deep level of understanding and insight to where it's like, oh, I need to obey because, like, they're just not even thinking about the world in those terms. It's like, I need to obey because mommy and daddy said so. That's about it at that point at 5. Now, once they get older, 10, 11, 8, 9, they start
age of
developing,
accountability.
they start getting
It's
more,
13. It's 13.
but yeah, I mean, there's literally not a command we give them that there's not at least a delay. It's like, guys, we can make this really, really easy. Let's all get in the car. We leave my parents' house. Let's all get in the car. You got to say it 20 times. You got to fight them into the car. Then they're outside running around the driveway. It's like, they're not being like bad. It's just like, I'm ready to get in the car now. So then it's like, am I frustrated because of they're moving that direction? I mean, we're trending in the right direction, but it's like, you're not, just go get in your seat so I can buckle you.
You know what's funny is like that's
It's
the
like-
same thing. They act the same way every time. My kids. I mean, we leave after you every time because we take longer. That process takes us even longer than it takes you all. But like, is there an element where it's like this is what's going to happen and just be okay with that?
Well,
Or is
so it's like, am I frustrated because of their lack of obedience or because of the inconvenience I'm experiencing in not getting out the door as quick as I'd like to? It's really more about my efficiency and not ability to just walk outside and get in the car and leave. It's like, no, we've got a process. We've got 5 bags to grab. We've got to wrangle 3 kids, get everybody buckled, make sure it's tight enough. Oh, can I have a piece of gum? It's like, just get in the car. We're going to drive home.
Yeah. I start to get more frustrated when I think about like, wait, getting in the car is step one. We got to get home and then unload all the
you
kids,
can't
and
even
all the
think
kids
about
either
it.
maybe need like, yeah, you start to think about
You're
that.
just
and
like one step at a time.
we're gonna get in the house and it's gonna be the same thing except for the reverse of it. It's like, get out of the car, get in the house, get your shoes off. Anyway,
Yeah, and I think it's man, I think, okay, I'm being convicted and thinking about it. It's like, normally my frustration in those moments is not so much that they're lingering a little bit longer. It's that I'm being inconvenienced. I want to be efficient and get out the door instead of entering in and being, to me, what being present in that moment would be is like, give them a little tickle, scoop them up, run them out the door myself, or like help with the bags and make sure that like they're listening. I'm helping them go that direction, but I'm present and enjoying the moment, not being inconvenienced by them, but enjoying the moment versus my phone. I'm checking my phone. We got to get out of here. I'm annoyed, like frustrated. Get in the car, sit down. It's like, I don't know. I just, at the same time, it's like they
It's
do
a
need to they
balance,
do
yeah.
need to listen.
Balance.
It's not just like free for all, whatever, guys. So it's like, but I think that I can just picture in my own head, in my own life, in my own, those moments of contrast that I personally experience and different modes that I operate in, of like present intentionality. I'm seeing them. Does that make, like, I'm seeing my children? Not, it sounds dumb. It's like, no, but you're actually, like, you're seeing them as little human beings who are developing and thinking and have hearts and emotions and thoughts. Not, you're inconveniencing me right now. It's easy to boil it all down to get in the car. You're inconveniencing me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe as you guys both experienced this past week, like, hey, that was more the way I was operating, and things seemed to have gone smoother. There seemed to be more joy and peace and love, and the kids actually responded with better obedience. And um, anyways, I don't know if any of that resonates, but
Well, do either one of you ever feel the like it's a matter of pride in a way? It's like when your kids, when you go like almost like how they act is a reflection of you. And
Mhm.
so it's like when they're behaving bad, it's like, gosh, people probably think I'm a horrible dad. Like I'm not disciplined. Like, do you ever get that? Like,
Oh,
I
it's
feel
like
that
an
way
and
sometimes where it's
like an
like,
embarrassing.
yeah, it's like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, like I don't like people probably like what a like that's a. And then the passage where I always, I mean, I don't know, but it'll come. I always think about it from top. I keep saying always sometimes, but like the passage where it's about the elder to qualify as an elder, your kids can't be unruly. And I'm always like, I don't qualify. I don't qualify. I've fallen short in this area and probably other ones too. But yeah, anyway, then that's like, okay, now I am imposing, then it's like it's all about me again. It's
Mhm.
like my pride of, or like when they do something, it's like that
no,
kid,
because I
he's really
think
well behaved. That's look at those thoughts pop in from
some
time to
of it's
time.
just personality, children's different personality. I, I, you can't overstate or understate, or I guess it should be stated that there is discipline that is 100% necessary. And it's not because, but it's like you are examining your own heart, realizing I'm not doing this out of anger in the moment for own personal frustration and inconvenience. Genuinely, like, this child is being willfully disobedient. I've told him 3 times, patiently, calmly, in a loving way, please do this. They're refusing. There has to be a consequence. And if I don't give them a consequence now in this moment for what they're doing, this is not going to go well for them in the long run. And that's okay that I have to give them a consequence. That as the father, we have to do that. There has to be a punishment. And my where I error is not the punishment. It is giving too much,
Yeah.
allowing them to get away with too much, which then just
Now,
seeds the
why do you let them get away with too much?
because I
Because
feel bad. I don't want to spank them.
Mm.
I do not want to spank them.
do you think that's a shortcoming on your part, or do you think that that's because your heart's just so?
No, I think at some point I'm like, I don't want to do that to them, but like I would feel bad in the moment, but I'm withholding something from them that they need ultimately because I feel bad.
Yeah.
It's not a, you know what I'm saying? It's like the most loving, because the reality is it does get their attention. I'm not going to spank them that hard. It's really more of an attention thing. Like, okay, now I've got your attention.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, if I err at all, it's more on the side of being giving too many chances, which then just leads to the next time. It's not like, oh, well, I'm so thankful that dad gave me so many chances last time. It's subconsciously, it's like, I've got all the chances I need. I can
Yeah.
just keep doing the thing that I'm being told not to do because there was no consequence last time. And they keep testing the boundary. And I think that's unloving to your child at the end of
What
the
do
day.
you feel like God does that for us though?
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, but it's like he can see our hearts. He sees the complete motivation and um, intentionality of our hearts. I do think we get a lot of chances, but at some point there's discipline. Um, what are you thinking?
No, I'm just thinking. I'm wondering, just because I guess I would say it doesn't seem, at least in my own walk. There's definitely been moments where I feel like, okay, I felt like that was the Lord disciplining me, but there's a ton of times where I'm like, I probably should be disciplined for this. Like,
Well, it's
Yeah.
also different adults versus children.
And yeah, I think a lot, maybe a lot's not the right word, but I think sometimes the discipline is he just lets us reap whatever we're doing, the
right,
consequences of that.
right.
And we can't do that for our children.
Right, and with
You
some things
can
you
with some
can,
certain,
yeah.
yeah, like you don't want them like, go ahead, walk across the road, you'll learn.
I've gotten
It's
more
like, no,
chill with that
no.
with certain things around the house. Like if you want to keep doing that, you're going to get hurt, and then I don't, I can't think. I'm not good at thinking about specific examples, but I know I've had that moment with the kids where it's like you're going to get hurt doing that, but it's not like you're not going to die. It's going to be okay. But
My other thing that I think I need to work on is like the initial response and reaction to seeing something and them asking me something. A lot of times without even thinking about it, considering it, or like taking time to assess it, it's no.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, whoa. And now I've said no to something that I really don't like, I'm really actually okay with. And we can do that or you can't have that. So now I'm going to backtrack on my no. And I don't really want to die on this hill because I realized I just responded with a no real quick out of frustration or like annoyance. It's like, but again, that's because I was not present. I'm focused on something else, get bombarded with this. Um, and my response is no, just stop. Like, not, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Oh
being
yeah.
present, intentional with your words and your actions.
Yeah. My default answer is no.
Yeah.
Whatever the question is, no.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not healthy. I do that too because then it's like if you then switch to a yes, then it's pretty much they're like, oh, I can convince my dad to change his mind. But then it's like, why do I just say no? Why is my initial thought no? Um, so yes, I think taking a pause there. I think another thing I'm convicted by sometimes is like I might be like I'll have my phone out doing something, whatever that is doing on my phone, looking at an email, checking something, whatever, and the kids come up to me and it's like, hold on,
Yeah.
can
Oh,
I need to not do that because like dude, our kids are, I mean, it's we are definitely, I'm not a good example of it. I don't feel like I'm like overly like sitting on my phone while my kids are all, but like I mean I definitely do, and there's definitely times where that's like I'm holding my phone while I'm cooking dinner and looking at something and the kids come up and it's like, hold on a second, as opposed to like let me just set my phone down. Like what am I doing on my phone that's like I need to do this? I mean, sometimes maybe on rare occasions that is true, but like I don't want my kids. I don't completely ignore them, but it's like you shouldn't have to pause for me to be looking at my phone right now.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, like the hold on 1 second. Like, yeah.
My kids are very confused about
Not,
what 1 second means.
not. I mean, Adeline will come and say, "Hey, look," or "Let's do something." I'll be like, "1 second, I'm doing something," and then I'll ask Adeline to do something. She's like, "Hold on 1 second." It's like she's just mirroring what she's
That's
seeing,
good.
and I'm like, "Oh man."
Wouldn't change it, man. I wouldn't change it. I love it. I feel like I know. Look, man, for our listeners, it's just that you're on for the ride. So, but I've enjoyed last week, and I enjoyed this because, man, like I mean, that's that the friction point of like my Christian walk right now is it's my kid. I mean, not in like a faith, like in my, but it's like, okay, where do I have the ability that's I'm challenged on patience and humility and how to wisdom that I'm like, Lord, I need wisdom. And like, it's parenting my kids. Like, that's the phase of life where it's like, okay, that's the friction point I'm working through. And I feel like there's so much growth there and so much ability to rely upon the Lord more than I am. And I mean, ultimately, like, I want to, if I screw up everything else, but I've raised 5 kids that come to know the Lord, I'll be like, dude, I, I'm good. I'm good. And I think we've said that before in maybe different words, but so anyway, I, I find it refreshing for my weary soul in the desert.
Well, it's so easy to talk about it and pontificate about like, oh, this is how you should do it, how you do it. Okay. Just get home, get a text for work that's stressful and like a concern, an issue, and then the children are bombarding you. It's like, okay, all right, now deal with that
Mm-hmm.
in a way that's loving and Christ centered and from a place of peace, from the fruit of the Spirit. It's like, I do think for me, I'm hearing you guys talking like the phone and stuff, I'm always listening to something, which is also bad. I should really just take time to just have thoughts, like let my mind wander, be at peace, because it's always like information being thrown at to the point where I'm realizing like, man, I listened to that yesterday and it's like, I don't even remember what the conversation was. There's a time and place. And I think practicing some routines, fasting from the phone, like setting clear times, like, hey girls, I have to go, daddy's got to go to his office, I've got to do some work, Give me 2 hours or an hour and a half. Like, I've got to do this. I'm going to be focused at my desk. I'm working. And then other times, my phones are not on my person at home. They're away. They're at the desk, just sitting there. Whatever it is can be dealt with. I can check 2 hours from now. I just don't need my phones for these 2 hours. I'm going to be present in the moment here. I think building those routines, which I've done some of, but being more intentional. So
I need to do that where it's like set times where it's like I get home from work and it's like my phone gets put down somewhere and I don't pick it back up till the kids are in bed because like once again, your mind's be like you get that like anxiety like what if did somebody try to call me? There's some emergency that somebody needs.
and there's sometimes like when we're doing a job and I've got a guy that's calling me about a question on that specific job that they're in the middle of working on. It's like I feel like it's my responsibility to be available to them if they have an issue.
I work 9 to 5, so I
it's
really have nothing that I feel obligated to work.
There are those days. There's other days where it's like that's not the case. Like today is one of the days in which we do actually have some of that going on. So it's like I can't just check out for 4 hours the rest of the night and say, guys, we'll deal with it. It's like, no, I need to be available. That said, I don't need to check my phone. If it doesn't ring, if it doesn't go off, I don't need to check it.
Yeah, I'll just pick up my phone like and just be like, no. Like, I mean, it's just like a habit. It's just a thing that I do. And I'm like, I don't want to model that for my kids. Because I mean, like my kids, Chessa will let them like, if they fill up their sticker chart, and we've actually stopped doing this because we're like, it turns into like, they get a reward at the end of filling up the sticker chart. And then we normally let them like pick something out on Amazon. So they're like, I want to look for a pirate costume or something. So you get on, and then like I'll look over there, and your eyes like just scrolling on Amazon. I'm like, dude, we're not doing this anymore. Like, just because you look at your kid and you're like, that looks horrible. I don't ever want to see my. Then I'm like, wait, I do that all the time.
Yeah,
and I'm like, anyway, I want to model for them what I want them to do, and so there's definitely things, and my phone usage and how I operate with that in their presence is definitely an area where it's like put that down and avoid it. And I mean, talk about something where it's like easy to pontificate about, but then actually implement is going to be a challenge and a spiritual habit. I don't think I would ever regret that if down the road it's like, yeah, I never really pulled out my phone in the evenings and I was very present with my kids and it was still completely chaotic. But maybe there's times where I would react differently because it's like I don't feel like I'm doing something on my phone and now you're annoying me because you need something. It's like I'm just present, and yes, there's still a million things that need to be done around the house. And I don't feel like I'm walking around just looking at my phone the whole time, but there's definitely moments where it's like, what am I doing? Why do I have my phone out right now? And so I think that'd be a habit that would be beneficial. And
yeah, I mean, I've had the thought of just getting rid of an iPhone and just getting just like a
little Cricket,
whatever. I mean, what do you need that for?
Yeah, that's a horrible idea. Don't do that.
I do actually.
I mean, I need my work. I need my work phone, but
yeah.
But it's like, man, you think about like 20, 25, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, they were fine.
Yeah.
They were just fine.
No, I mean, like I would like to think I have the ability and the self-discipline to be able to have a smartphone and not be like just always actively grabbing that smartphone for whatever thing. But I wouldn't say I've had mastery over it. So that's
none of us do.
Definitely an area to work on. Would you rather have and I know that it's a dichotomy that does not have to be, but for the sake of conversation, I'm looking up my picture of the prodigal son. I think it was Rembrandt that wrote that painted it. I have to verify. I'm not sure. But anyway, like if you had to have a kid that was the older son or the younger son, it's like the younger son looks like he did everything wrong, and in a way he did do everything wrong, but in a sense, once at the end of the day his heart was in a different place than the older son, who's like, I did everything right. I followed all the rules. I obeyed everything. But yes, there was a callousness and a pride there that, at least in the story, doesn't seem to come to a resolution.
Yes.
would
No, I do think there's a reality to, and this is not. If as an individual you have not, I'm not saying this is impossible, but I think it makes it more difficult. If you in your own personal life have not realized and made the mistakes, like made a lot of mistakes that you like are very you're aware of, and like you see the need for God's grace and forgiveness and your own fallenness, and you've made those problems, you've done those things. It's hard to appreciate it as much, I think, or show other people grace when they screw up if you've kind of quote unquote checked the boxes the whole way along. Does that make sense? I'm not saying it's not possible, but I do think I can only speak from my own personal life. Like that's just, I went down a wrong path for a while. And so when I look back, I'm like, yeah, I screwed up. Like I did X, Y, Z, and I didn't check all the boxes, and I didn't follow the path perfectly. But I think one thing that I feel like I'm able to show grace to other people and like not judge them harshly, as maybe I would have otherwise. Does that make sense at all? So it's like the prodigal son that went and explored all his options and realized that the world was wanting. Life is not found there, and returned to his father's house. The older son never. I'd say that the younger son, the prodigal son, now has a far deeper understanding of what the father's love is and what grace is than the older son does. Not that the older son can't get to that point, but at least when the story ends, he had a far deeper understanding.
Once again, it's probably a false dichotomy. Like there's probably a million other options on the table besides those two, but it is. It reminds me of that. Was that Mary Magdalene? Who was the one that washed Jesus' feet with her hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that where Jesus, like, those are forgiven much? Pretty much like those that are forgiven more, like that have a bigger, like they recognize their need for forgiveness, like love. I'm butchering it, but you understand the gist of it, kind of like what Fenn was saying. But anyway, it's a complete butchering of scripture. Nice way to, as we're wrapping up.
Yeah.
A little side tangent before we ended.
I was just looking at the picture and I was thinking about kids, and
I want a kid who has the heart of the prodigal son, but also obeys.
Has lived the life of the elder son, but with the heart and understanding.
Just be perfect.
Yeah, which is. I think it's possible. I do think that type of life is possible, but that's not the journey my life took. And not to say that I'm glad that I went through made all those mistakes and went down those paths, but I think you can be thankful for the lessons that they taught you, because it's also easy to get down that path and not return home and make a complete disaster of your life and those around you. But I think the Father's always there with open arms.
he who is forgiven much loves much. I think I pretty much said that right?
Yeah.
Luke 7:47. What if the prodigal son died while he was in the far country?
Which he could have easily done.
Would have been like you missed it. 6 months from now, you would have returned, but you died 6 months too early.
Yeah.
I guess you don't want to find out, huh?
I don't know.
We don't have to worry about it.
Maybe a question for another episode. Yeah. Is that my phone? I apologize.
Yeah, Fenn's getting blown up over there. Just
word.
Fine.
Sorry,
Just be present.
Fenn's like, let me stop the podcast. I got a text
Just
message.
be present, dude.
Present. What was the Jonathan's quote that he sent? be happy. This moment is your life. Did you
Yeah.
say that on the podcast last week? It's like who said the quote where there's some Greek philosopher, I think, or something.
Be happy in this moment. This moment is your life.
Yeah. It's like you can never step in the same river twice.
Yeah. And you're always in the very present moment.
Yeah.
There's no way to be before it or after it.
Yeah, that's
This moment is
YOLO.
quite literally your life.
We got to it.
I said before the podcast, it's gonna be a YOLO podcast. Yeah, man. So and bring that into your, I mean, all areas, but as we were kind of talking about parenting again, bring that into the parenting because I do think, I mean, I was talking with Chessa last night, and I know that we're probably up against time, but the gist of it was like, it's crazy that like we got a 7-year-old, like it's not gonna be long, like before we're gonna be empty nest. Like it just time flies by. Her and I've been going on 14 years of marriage. Like that's life. Like it does not feel like we've been married 14 years. Does not feel like we have a 7-year-old. But in the moment, it feels like I don't want to make it sound like it. It does not feel like it flies by. But like you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on? Like
Yeah.
it
Well,
is.
that saying, the days are long, but the years are short. It's
Mhm.
like, man, it's so true. Like in the thick of the moment, it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But then you just look back and it's like, I can't believe.
Yeah. And there's moments where it's like, oh, I can't wait till there. And it's like, whatever, finish the sentence. That's not where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's moments where that thought creeps in my head where it's like, I just can't wait till like the twins are being potty trained right now.
And then you realize you get to the point that you thought you wanted to get to, and it's like, well, I can't enjoy this as much as I thought I did. So it's got to be the next thing. When in reality,
Can't wait till I die so I can just be.
the journey is the whole point. The journey's the whole
It's
point.
not the destination, man. It's the ride.
I mean, some of those cheesy sayings are true. It's like, but we've heard them so much that it doesn't land. It doesn't hit us the way it should. But
Yeah.
enjoy this moment. This moment is your life. And it's like, man, that's true.
Well, I like that, but I also like because it feels like everything is the same. The repetition of the kids. Okay, like this morning I'm going to get home and we got to get the twins. It's like you never step in the same river twice. You like Chester didn't understand that. Like you guys understand that
Yes.
because the water can. So, anyway, okay. So, but it's like this morning is not the same. Although in a lot of ways there's going to be similarities. But this is going to be a unique moment I'm entering into, and in a way that doesn't that feel life giving? Where it's like,
Well, I think it's like the whole point is like you're walking in the present moment with Christ. It's like, what are we doing right now, Lord? In this present moment all the time.
Yeah.
Like, man, if you can get to that level of like understanding and relationship, it's like, doesn't that sound really, really exciting?
Dude, I got goosebumps all
It's
over me because I'm
adventure.
like, I'm thinking about yes, dude. That's
eternal
dude.
life.
I love that. I love that. I feel like that just resonates so deeply in my core because it's
What
like,
did you say? I missed it.
It's an adventure.
yeah,
Yes.
that
And
is
it's every moment that you're living that is your life is spent in relationship with the Lord, and you will by walking in that way, it will be the most abundant eternal life experience adventure that you could ever ask for.
yeah,
And you'll be at complete peace with there's always just like today I was just there's something was off. It's like you will never feel that way if you're walking with the Lord moment by moment. And it's scary. The first thought is, oh gosh, what's he gonna have us do? It's like, no.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about that next step. Just like right now. What are we doing?
Yeah. Just see everything as an opportunity. It's an opportunity to follow Christ more deeply, to share Christ with others, to love people.
Isn't that funny, man? It's perception is so it shapes reality. We got an email. Mackenzie and I got the same email. I was like, oh, that was a kind, sweet, like thoughtful email. She was like, it took them 3 weeks to respond, and I don't even think they were serious about what they were saying. Yeah, I'm like, whoa. Well, same exact words, same exact email
It
to
didn't take me
both
that
of
long to
us.
respond.
I mean, I'm not going to obviously
just
name
joking.
names or the context, but it was like I literally just received it as like, oh, that was nicely written and sweet and kind hearted and thoughtful. And it was like, no, to her, the reality was, the perception was, and there's other places where like, I'm trying to think of another example where I failed and vice versa, but like that happens all the time. So it's just like, but man, perception certainly can dictate reality.
I'm gonna say this and not I'm not trying to, but Titus 1:15. I've always liked this, but it says to the pure, all things are pure. And it's like, and then I think it talks about to the defiled, all things are defiled. It's like it's perception. So I could view something one way, or it's like, or if I have that mindset that's pure, it's like I don't need to make a a perverted joke. Like I don't need to, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like that stuff doesn't even resonate with your mind anymore. Like as we become more in tune and attuned to the Spirit and Christ and walking in that reality. And then how people act towards you, it's not like, oh yeah, that was definitely a slight. Like I don't know why they would say that, as opposed to like that's those things are just maybe they did and it doesn't even affect you. And it's like, wouldn't you rather be that way either way? You know what I'm saying? Even if that
Mm.
person meant it as a slight, but you're like you're just so far beyond that that it's like it doesn't even hit my, it just completely, I didn't even recognize they shot an arrow at me.
Mm.
Like that shield of faith is deflected. Like it's not even like that's the way to live.
Well, you just see deeper into the reality. It's like, oh, that person just offended me or said something to me that I should be offended by. But it's like, I'm just not even operating with that set of rules. I'm not playing that game.
Just
And
so
it's not
free.
because I'm better than them. I'm just, this sounds arrogant, whatever, but you get what I'm saying. It's like
You've ascended.
you've transcended that game. You're not playing that game anymore. And it's not because you're better than them. It's because of who you are in Christ. That always needs to be said and reminded of. It's like by grace through faith. It's nothing that you've earned or achieved. It's simply a deeper stepping into the reality of what you have in Christ. And it's like, I'm just not even playing that game. I see what you're saying. I can perceive the intricacies of that game, but it's like, that's not the game I'm playing.
That was Jesus's like
I'm
every
just
no,
like,
he was misunderstood by everybody because
yeah,
he was like, I'm not playing the same game that you're playing. Like like I've descended, but I'm still above the fray of all this.
mm,
And yes, we can live that life not in and of our own strength, but in and through the life of Christ in us.
mm,
Like, and so there's an element of that. So like how I parent, like how I work, because it's like that idea of a venture resonates deeply with me. And then I'm looking over because we're in my office. I'm like, I'm gonna be here in 2 hours doing emails. Like, how do I ascend in that? But I do think there's a mode where it's just like a little bit light. It's just a little bit light, a little bit free, a little bit, even though the actions may look the same.
can you respond in email differently to people that people are like, what? That guy seems a little. It
You know what's
wasn't
funny?
just the
I've had
boring.
emails from people where you get that vibe from people. You're like, this person just seems like over, like this
Not
person.
over the top and fake, but like something like,
No, just genuine.
it's like, Lord, help me respond to this email. Like, what's the best thing that I can say to this person that
and then
they
you go
need?
to AI. Lord, I mean AI, help me respond to this email.
Anyways,
I
I mean,
haven't used
I
AI
think it
for
can
that.
be that. There's so many things in life where like God's not going to enter into this or care about this at all. It's like this is just boring, mundane stuff. It's like, no, ask Him to be part of this.
Yeah, and then be okay when it is kind of boring and mundane, because every adventure has parts where you're just chugging along. So
Mhm.
just walking the path, man, step by step.
Wandering up the hill.
Yeah. Not all those who wander are lost. Just a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step.
Coexist.
Equality. I love the coexist one where it's like made out with
All the different symbols.
all the like AK-47s and grenades.
I haven't seen that.
It's one of the tropes that, but I can't remember if it's coexist or equality or something, but it's anyway.
Who wants to pray us out?
Josiah's got it.
Mm. Lord, we love you. We thank you. Thank you for this time that we are able to carve out each week to gather together. I pray that this is a blessing to whoever listens to it. Lord, let us remember that every good story has its ups and downs. That any story where it's just a straight path of no difficulty, no struggle, it's not a story worth reading or watching. And Lord, let us live a life that, even though there is those trials and difficulties, Lord, that it's a life of adventure filled with your life infused in ours. And yeah, let us just take that forward on this Friday into the weekend and as we go on with our lives. So we love you. We lift your name up on high, Jesus, and we just ask it all in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Until next time.